Did you know that 7,000 teachers in Idaho, that's over 70% of all the teachers in our state, are certified as wild? It may seem like a dubious title, but teachers can actually earn graduate credits by enrolling in Project Wild, and it's guaranteed to drive them wild.
When you sit, I'm going to give you another set of directions. And a little bit added pressure for you. I have done this with kindergartners, and they can do it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, sit.
Straight back.
Straight back. It's there. It's there. Okay, you can let go.
This is an activity called Habitat Lap Sit.
If you are water, would you exit?
Project Wild facilitator Kathie Zager has made her point. If one part of the habitat is missing, the whole ecosystem collapses.
Is there any doubt in anyone's mind what would happen if we lost a part of the habitat?
Project Wild is a program designed to teach wildlife education to teachers. It began here in the West and has expanded to include all 50 states, all the Canadian provinces, and countries in South America, Europe, and Asia. The Idaho Department of Fish and Game offers this weekend workshop for free. Teachers and student teachers can earn a credit toward a degree and at the same time learn a new respect for the world of wildlife.
Why must Mama Bear feed herself first? What happens to the babies if Mom dies? They die. Okay, that's a hard concept to understand. Because what are we trying to do? We're trying to put human traits, aren't we?
The workshop is a mix of activities for the teachers to take back to their classrooms and an education for the teachers themselves. The lessons go beyond simple concepts to hands-on exercises that illustrate the complexity and interdependence of the natural world.
Well, I'm going to scatter a few food chips.
In this activity, the teachers experience life as a bear. The envelopes are their dens. Each bear will compete with the others to gather the colorful food chips one at a time and return them to their dens. Maggie is a bear that came out on the short end of a tussle with a porcupine. The quills blinded her. Now she must struggle to gather food and then feel her way back to her den. And this mama bear has 2 bawling cubs to feed in addition to herself.
Hungry, Mom!
How's Clumsy doing?
One bear had the misfortune to fall off a log and break a leg, making food gathering an exhausting process.
I guess it brings out the kid in me a little bit. Well, I like to do the activities. I like to play them. I get excited watching the teachers, these students learn, because I feel like I may be doing something to change things, making it better. Okay, let's gather our dens up. Blind Bear, you can take off your blindfold and let's go inside.
The numbers represent pounds of food. Once the teachers add up their food chips, it's discovered that only 12 out of 36 bears survived. Blind Bear, Clumsy Bear, and Mama and her cubs all perished. Francis, on the other hand, gathered enough food to make it through the winter.
Did you have to go very far? So you were close to the food?
Yeah. Hands-on is pretty much the only way to teach anymore. Once you touch it, once you've held it, once you've felt and been a part of it, it's going to stick with you forever.
In the next activity, the teachers learn about animal adaptation. The idea is to create an imaginary animal with special features that allow it to adapt to a particular environment.
Ours is the Hooverdon sanitarius, and it's commonly known as the purple-eyed
sucker.
And it's found in sewers and waste treatment plants. It actually bobs along in the water, or it can bounce along, and it actually sucks up the algae and whatever else it can find.
Okay, this is a Waterus spinius, and it's also called a water spinner. And that's because it lives in the ocean underneath mostly.
Well, the way they presented the lesson plans, the activities are so interesting and so neat. They make it so easy for you. Everything that they did, it didn't cost them anything. All the activities, it was just, like making the animals. It was all just junk that they found. We made those animals, so it's hard not to be excited about it.
Student teacher Angela Snodgrass took her enthusiasm for Project Wild right from the workshop into her first grade classroom the following week.
What are the 4 parts of habitat that we learned yesterday? Allison, can you tell me one? Food. Food.
The lesson moves from the 4 parts of habitat into the more difficult concept of how they are interdependent. Each of the kids is assigned a number 1 through 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Number 2s. You're going to be water. Okay? Number 3s. You're going to be space.
The 4 parts, food, water, shelter, and space, move to the back of the room to form a habitat circle.
All right, everybody put your hands on the shoulders of the person in front of you. Don't choke them. Just put your hands there. Ready? 1, 2, 3. If you are a food, a number 1, get up and get out of the circle. Instead of just telling, well, what if I took away food out of your habitat? What would happen? And we talked about that, but then we were able to demonstrate it and show it, and they could be a part of it. When all of the food got up and left our circle, what happened to our habitat? It fell apart. So out in the wild, where the animals are, if the food leaves, what happens to their habitat? Falls apart. It's going to mean a lot more to the child if they've become an owner in that answer instead of just being told what the answer is. So you have to, I think, try and teach them how to think instead of what to think. Like John said. That's what he said on Saturday.
John says he has 2 goals for a workshop. The first is to expose teachers to a hands-on teaching style, and the second is to educate them about wild animals and the environment upon which all life depends.
You know, I have to say, since I was, and I hate to admit this, because I wasn't really environmentally conscious until I took this workshop, I never noticed. I've learned a lot personally.
If this is an example of the response from Idaho's teachers, then Project Wild coordinator John Gall has done his job.
2 workshops ago, I had a teacher write a comment that makes this whole thing worthwhile to me. They said, I came in looking for a credit, an easy credit, and I went away loving the earth. That really turned me on.